What's up and welcome back to Cleats to Whistle Podcast. I'm Brad Valdez.
I'm Kevin Watson. And
Well,
your mic is not on.
I'm Dakota Waldridge.
And now you're Dakota Waldridge.
And I'm Brandon Meredith. Why do you keep flipping it off, man?
You flipped it off.
Look, hey, we are back here at TOPGOLF. Shout out to Janine McKenzie for having us here. And also, man, this is just a subscriber appreciation day. And we just wanted to show you, say thank you to you to really supporting our podcast. That's it.
This is a beautiful facility. I'm glad we came out. And also, if anybody's, heading out this way, we got some $15 off coupons. We've been handing them out. You're missing out.
You're missing out. You're missing out. Okay, so listen, we're going to jump into this podcast and really spotlight these two guys. We have the head ball coach over at North Odom, and he's a Mustang, man. Brock Roberts.
Sir, appreciate you guys having me back.
There we go. And then we also have another Mustang, right?
Yeah.
Hey, and Mekale McKay here, the head ball coach at Moore High School here in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yes, that's what's up, man. Hey, so you already know what we got to do. We're tied up 1-1 right now, okay? The pack versus the 4. Okay, so you're going to have to rock, paper, scissors to see who you guys go against.
All I can say is pray you get Brad.
Oh, okay.
Always go scissors first.
Here we go. Who you going to pick?
Brad.
Brad, that's what I wanted. Brad.
Shoot. Let's go. So you already know, Dakota. Dang it.
Here we go. Here we go. See who wins. Now remember, it's a single throw, not 14. One shot. One shot challenge. Brad's got one in his family room, so lefty. Oh my gosh. There's your winner. Let's get it on the board. Coaches 2. Coaches 2. Pack 1. Are you gonna turn around and snap it? Are you gonna long snap it? I saw you throw underhanded. It's not pretty.
Let's go.
The bad thing about it is Mekale can just reach out there and slam dunk it. He's halfway there.
Go, first shot.
Uh-oh. This guy's a pro, I can tell.
Oh, here we go, short.
Dakota. Just don't airmail it. Oh, my God.
Oh, my goodness. Here we go. Woo!
Oh, my goodness.
We just need them. Yes, let's go. The pack. Take it.
The pack.
Yeah, we got to check those
Gotta
bags.
check
The pack takes it 3-1.
They got to check the birth certificates on there. I can't believe I lost and I put one right in front of it.
I know you did, man. So, hey, man, we appreciate you guys for coming out and just hanging out with us, man, being part of the Subscriber Appreciation Day. Hey, good luck. Good try.
Oh, yeah,
Hey,
man.
good
He
try.
said good luck.
Good try.
Invest in at home, man. I know what to invest in.
The guys who are actively coaching are at a disadvantage now,
Yeah, they're just tired. Yeah. They're in their grind right now.
Brad's got one in his family room. He sits there, and I can't believe he didn't do better than that.
Yeah, okay, Dakota, ask the question.
All right, so we asked the question with the last guys out of us 4, who would be the last one standing in 100 versus the 1 gorilla. However, for this time, who would be the last one standing on your all staff?
Switch up.
On my staff, I'm going to have to go with Coach Kevin Key. He's kind of the OG of our staff. He's my linebackers coach, old school, gritty guy, played at UK back in the we tease him that he played when they wore leather helmets, but he's just tough as nails. So if I had to pick anyone, I would say Coach Kevin Key.
I figured you'd say McGraw because he would probably lay down and play dead until everybody's done.
McGraw would probably be the last. He might because he would probably wait for all of us to go and get attacked, and then he would kind of
He
try
played
to run
dead
in
until
toward the
everybody
end,
was like on.
I'm going to have to piggyback on that, man. We have an older coach named Coach Sean Walsh. He's an older coach as well, man. He's been in the game for a while, and he just has that body mass composition, man. I'll run behind him any day of the week if we facing a gorilla.
The 2 young guys I know on your all staffs will be the first 2 out.
Oh, yeah,
Russell
100%.
and Kyrie.
Yeah.
Out immediately because they're too young.
100%.
Too young. They're going.
I can't even imagine Coach Kyrie trying to run into the gorilla. So most definitely.
Okay, let's go. And then this is the other icebreaker question. We have that Dawg. Dog button. You guys had some guys on the dog button award winners. So listen, but the switch up is, who is that dog you're gonna play against?
I got a couple. I'll start with, I think, Jaden Corum, running back for Oldham County. I think he's a guy. He can play. I think he just ran a 10.9 in a 100-yard dash at his last track meet, so he's got some speed. He's pretty thick. New coach, Jamie Reed, I know they're really going to feed him the ball, so I think Jaden Corum. Sam Dawson at South Oldham, defensive end, U of L commit. Big, nice-sized kid who moves very well. Then the last two, I would say, come from Atherton, Gigi Reed and Garyon Hobbs. I think those two kids who are now at Atherton are difference makers. I think they're, definitely worthy of the dog button.
And yeah, those are some big names. Coach said it, man. On our schedule, we have a couple new teams we're facing this year. We got Fern Creek on that schedule. I'm not familiar with their team, but I know they have some dogs over there. But when they get into district play, it's a quarterback over at Bullitt Central, man. He's a young quarterback. I think he's class of 2027. When we play against him, man, he was a dog, and I definitely want to make sure that we got our eyes out for him. We want to watch a lot of film when we play those guys.
Okay, just a one?
Yeah, I don't do too much praising, man. I don't do too much praising.
Let's go. That's what I like.
It's all about his team.
That's right. That's right.
Hey, I do like that he at least acknowledged Fern Creek has had some dogs.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Yes, okay. And just like what we did for them, is we're actually going to have these guys come up if they want to ask you guys a question and just pick your brain a little bit.
Now, these are old school guys. There's no telling about these questions.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Now, don't forget, this is NC-17 show.
You're so stupid. You're making me question why I hired you. Being in the game, this is going to be year 23 for me. I know some of you, Brock, you've been in it for a while because I remember playing against you when you were at Eminence. Being young, how do you keep things live and fresh, so everything is, there's always something new or there's something to get you excited about. What is it for you all that, especially, I know, Mekale, you're just getting into this. You're pretty fresh, getting ready to start year 4, right? So, what is it about the game now that, gets you all excited to where, it is just you're ready to go on a daily basis?
For me, it sounds very cliche, but I'll say just remembering my why. Why did I get into this profession, if you will, in the first place? And it's all about the kids, just trying to provide a great high school experience for them, but also trying to mold and teach them how to become better fathers and better, sons and better, as Coach McKay and I was just talking, just better members of society, if you will. So that's always kind of what keeps me going. How can I just take these young men who are quote unquote lost or fairly new in life and teach them how to become a man and use football as a tool to do that, to teach life.
Oh, yeah, I'll go ahead and say a little bit about me, man. I'm a football guy. I love football. I'm very young and fresh. Post-COVID was last year I played football in the XFL. So I'm fresh off the field. But a lot of things that I noticed about, the new day and age of football is discipline is missing, right? So I believe in changing the culture. But it also is walking how you talk it. I think I'm in the era of big bro is what they call me. I'm not 35 yet, so I'm not unk status yet. So some of my young guys will see that and they'll laugh. But, just because I am 31 years old and I am like a big brother to some of these young guys, they think they have an opportunity, to BS around sometimes. And I'm just not cut that way. I was taught by guys who take the game very seriously, and I played it at a high level. So it's just about, establishing that culture and making sure that these guys are having fun, but also getting disciplined along the way.
All right, so we're football coaches. We're all intense, right? So everything's about, we got a lot of quotes and sayings and stuff. I'm going to get a little bit light. And this is going to put you on the spot. You may not be able to think right away. What is the funniest thing you've ever had happen with you directly involved, or you were on a team where it happened, either coaching or playing? It might be something maybe your players don't even want to know about. You don't want to know. But is there something that happened in your playing or your coaching career so far that you say was a humorous thing and kind of a lighthearted moment?
There's one that jumps out to me. Coach Dick just mentioned my time at Eminence. When I was at Eminence, we had a lot of kids that were new to football. It was their first year ever playing football. And I had this freshman come in. He was a 8th grader, incoming freshman. first year playing football, and we go out for our first day of full pads, and he had no idea how to put his belt through his pants. He didn't know he actually put his thigh pad where his butt pad was supposed to go. And that was just a moment that kind of stuck out to me. And we laughed about it, and still to this day, when I run into this young man, it's kind of a laughing moment. He ended up being a pretty decent football player, but that freshman year was definitely a funny moment, just watching him just try to get dressed for football practice.
I would say mine comes from my coaching staff. I got a lot of older guys on my staff. I'm pretty much one of the younger ones. So, man, they want to see me compete. They want to see me run routes. They want to see me catch passes. Well, one day, I just came out of nowhere and had two of our lineman coaches, our O-line coach and our D-line coach, give us a little one-on-one in the middle in front of everybody, man. And it was crazy to see because these guys had so much pride. I mean, so much pride. They pulled their sleeves up, man. They fought and they battled, and I heard about that for the next month or so because they were sore, man. But, just kind of having fun with it.
I coached against you when I was at Oldham County. I didn't want to see you play, especially the night we had to play.
I was curious if you were going to call me in. All I'll say is Mikey Johnson, kickoff, had a bellyache that day. We were wearing white pants.
Uh-oh.
It was quite literally a shit show.
The wash guy.
Oh, man, let's go.
If I can answer my own question, that reminded me, not me, but where I grew up, small town in Corbin, the leading rusher of all time in our Little League program, for whatever reason, we kept those kind of records. We're crazy down there. The leading rusher, I won't say his name, but he peed his pants every game, and nobody would tackle him. So he had a secret.
Smart man.
Hey, that's
I'm not going to try that one, Coach.
That's I think I'll pass.
What's the funniest thing you've seen, Kevin?
Me?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean,
You've been at it for a while, too. I'm sure you've seen some funny stuff.
I can't even say half of it, but kids pooping their pants is always funny. And,
Always.
JJ, I'll tell you a story about JJ. JJ, we had a porta potty by the practice field, and JJ had a habit sometimes of going in there, I got to poop, and when we were running. So Reader backed his truck up to the door one day and left him in there the whole practice. And it's funny, he never knocked on the door to get out. I guess he pulled on it once. It's like, okay, I'll just sit back down.
Hey, he's going to chill.
That's it, boy.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's go. Now, listen. We got to talk about your guys. That are coming up, man. Give us some young guys. Listen. We were just out there. We did AJ Paul. Jackson was Luke, Colin, Christopher. Man, who else is stepping up for you this year?
The one I'm high on is Connor Nesmith, C-Nez. He's going to be a junior this year. He's really, really worked hard in the weight room to kind of transform his body and get stronger. He played a lot for us last year as a sophomore, didn't have a lot of production, but you can tell that he just wasn't very confident in himself because of his lack of strength. So he's went in, he's put on probably 15 pounds of muscle this offseason.
what grade did you say he was going into?
He'll be a junior.
It's funny how the sophomore and junior make the biggest
But
biggest strides
exactly
in the weight
right. That
room.
sophomore to junior jump's
Yeah.
always huge. So he's one of them, that we're very high on. Grayson Vance isn't necessarily a young guy, but he's someone who didn't have a lot of production. He was a starter, but didn't have a lot of production last year. Who we're going to rely on to kind of take that load off of us on the defensive side of the ball. So those are probably two of the names that I would throw out.
We came and spotlighted you guys the last, I think 2 years. Javis is really stepping up. He's really grown. But besides that, you lost Reggie. You lost Keon. You lost some guys. Who are those guys that are going to step up and take them spots?
Well, if you guys know, Javis had an ACL injury last year at the end of the season, so he didn't get to play the playoffs with us. So he's been in full grind mode to get back, man. He has a big chip on his shoulder, so very, praying for him and very excited to see, how he handles this summer and, training camp and things like that. But a guy that's I've really been working with and I've seen grow is Martin Hines. He'll be a senior this year. And he'll also have a lot of the load, this year. And it'll be a lot mental for him. But, we talk about guys changing their body frame, guys, locked in. He's been one of those guys, and I'm hoping that he has a really good season for us this season.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, and this guy over here, actually when we did our Dawg Button Award, watch list, he had an honorable mention, and it was Javis. You know, talk about what you think that he can do this year.
Well, I mean, the question is, what can he do?
Yeah.
I mean, he carries a large workload for more. We've seen it the past 2 years. I know I said last time he didn't. His stats last year are definitely not what I'm sure he wanted. I'm sure he wanted more than that. So, I mean, I'm sure Coach McKay here is going to make sure that he gets him up to the level and the standard that he wants him to be at. But, I mean, what are you looking for the most out of him?
Hey, I'm looking just for recovery, man. Him to, like we were talking about, quarterback development. I'll be working with the quarterbacks, getting him to, be a savvy player, moving on to the next play, not carrying those mistakes. He's a big play guy, but sometimes those big plays get us in trouble, because he wants them right away. When something may be right in front of him that can give us that advantage. So I'm just looking for him to be a complete quarterback, and he also is eager to play both sides of the ball. So hey, let's see what he can do.
I think my question with Javis is, can he handle it? Can he handle being the man?
Yeah.
Because last year he was kind of the man, but he wasn't. He's going to be the man this year. Can he handle that mentally? Know when to turn it on, know when to back off a little, know when to save your energy for this or the big moment. Can he handle that mentally? That's my question for him.
I love it,
Yeah.
and it's a challenge. And I'm hoping he's watching, and he see this for all the kids, that they watch this and see this as some extra motivation, because these kids do have talent, but it definitely takes a certain type of focus to be excel at this game.
Yeah.
And my question also to him is your quarterback this year. My question for him is, can he make that next step? Because he's the man this year.
Yeah.
He was the man last year, but you had a bunch of dudes around him that kind of carried things and let him kind of learn and come up. This year, he's the man. Can he handle being the man, like I said about Javis? Can he handle being the man? I think that's the question. And I hate to put this pressure on him, but I think y'all go as far as that young man takes you this year.
And I think you're exactly right. I think for him, being year two into the system, I think is going to pay off. Obviously, he came to us kind of late in the spring last year. Still had a phenomenal year. But I agree with you. Can he take that next step? He's year two in the system. He's the leader on our team. Everybody kind of looks at him. He's very, very even keel, which I think you have to be as a quarterback. He never gets too high, never gets too low. But we're just hoping that he can kind of just take that next step and lead us deeper into the playoffs.
Now, also, if you've got any trick plays you want to tell us about.
Hey, the mad scientist.
We're playing them. They're scrimmaging them.
The thing I really like.
I'm just hoping I can get a first down. That's the goal, is try to at least get one first down this year.
What I was about to say with Lucas. I mean, I really, after coaching against him, even at the JV level at his old school, then coaching against him last year with you all, I mean, he is as precise as you could want. I think it's just a matter of move the sticks, and that's a quarterback lesson for everybody. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the big play's not needed. We just need a first down and start rolling.
You're going to mess up. I mean, everybody messes up. You got to put, especially at quarterback, you got to put it out and move on to the next play.
I was telling Coach McKay, we forced our guy, throw interceptions. KP, if you don't throw an interception, you're playing the position wrong. Quit playing scared.
There you go. And I had an honorable mention on there, and it was A.J. Paul. I think he's going to be sneaky good this year.
How is that dude sneaky, though? I mean,
dude,
come on.
No, because is he going to have to play both sides of the ball? You know what I mean? That's the question. I don't want to put you on the spot, but
so I'll speak about AJ. The thing about AJ is he's really, really once again transformed his body, and he's starting to generate a lot of buzz. We've had some FBS, some FCS schools, in the building, all asking about him. He's went to a few camps already, the best of the Midwest, and performed well. He's got a great camp schedule lined up this summer. If I was a bet man, I would bet that he'll probably receive a big-time D1, whether it be FBS or FCS offer here soon. He will not play both sides of the ball. We're going to keep him on the defense side of the ball. We're kind of fortunate right now where he doesn't have to move over to offense.
Thank you.
He ran a 4.9 laser for his size, 6'3",
moving.
245 DN. So he's put in a lot of work.
Is he feeling the pressure a little bit, or is he welcoming the pressure?
I think he's welcoming it.
Yeah.
He's still fairly raw to football. He's only started playing football, I think, his freshman year. He's going to be a senior, so he's still fairly raw. But he had 17 tackles for a loss last year. I want to say 8 or 9 sacks. Missed 2 games because of a high ankle sprain. But he's embraced the work this year. Really put in the work in the weight room. He's learning to become a smarter football player, as far as football IQ. We're expecting a big year from AJ.
I'll tell you, we went to how many of their games? 2 of their games last year?
Yeah.
And AJ's one of those kids where he's probably the best player on the field, but you never even know he's out there. It's really weird how he can dominate a game without even not even knowing it. I mean, we talked about like, golly, did AJ Paul play today? And we pulled up the stats, and it was like he was around everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like, wow.
Yeah, and you guys have a guy that does phenomenal stuff out there at North, and that's what Jeremy Brown.
Jeremy Brown, to me, is the best stats guy in the state of Kentucky. He is phenomenal. He's ate up with it. He loves it. We're very fortunate. You know, he actually did stats for WKU throughout his college days, so that's where he kind of gets his knowledge from or his skills from, because he done it for WKU football for 3 or 4 years. You know, when Coach Braun was down there, and now he's living in Goshen, and we were able to have him come back and help us. But he's very, very good at keeping stats and, you know, and keeps us up to date as far as what's going on amongst the program.
There you go. And McKay, we talk a lot about measuring stick games. You know what I mean? Who on your schedule is going to be that measuring stick game? Is it going to be early?
I think it'll be early. I think I really run to see what these guys are made of. I said we put Fern Creek back on the schedule. I know they're a young team. It's right before we get into our district play. You know, we're figuring out where we at. You know, who wouldn't want to go in, and Coach asked me about who's your rival. I would say that Fern Creek will be our rival. I know they'll be waiting for us. We'll be, you know, eager and excited to play against them. But I think that's a game where guys really want to come in and showcase what they can do, showcase their toughness, and go make as many plays as we can to compete at that high level with those guys.
You know, Southern used to be Moore's big rival, but those chumps decided to quit playing.
I was going to say, we have a barrel at Fern Creek that is half blue, half orange.
Yeah.
And I think JJ's freshman or sophomore year might have been the last year that it was played. So I'm very excited to see it back on the schedule.
Really cool.
There's teams around schools that need to play each other. That's one of them. Southern needs to play Fairdale, Fern Creek, and Moore. And I mean, of course, you're built in with North, South, and Oldham. So. I mean, it's just Holy Cross and D. So it has to be done. Trinity has to play St. X. It's just Shawnee has to play. Shawnee should play Central, in my opinion, just because the neighborhood aspect of it. It should happen. It's probably not going to be pretty, but it should happen. And there's just certain things that need to be done. And I think the younger coaches like these guys are starting to try to get that stuff back in to where you play those rivalry games. It doesn't mean anything to us as coaches. It means something to the alumni, to the kids. Your kids look forward to, I'm sure, playing South 100%. And Oldham, and your kids look forward to. Would you play Atherton? That was their game they circled. We asked them.
100%.
They circled it. There's just certain games that they circle, and they need to be played.
And I like that some of them are early in the season because, like, from a coaching perspective and behind the scenes, I feel like when you get those neighborhood games going, everybody's gearing to go out. They want to put on their old, you know, Letterman jackets or whatever. But early in the season, I feel like it gets you good gate money.
And I hate to say it, but you get it out of the way. Get you ready for district play. Because the Ty Scroggins theory, I can go 0-6, but if I win my 4 district games and I'm host the playoffs, it doesn't matter. I can go.
Ty had a bunch of that hit that white button up there.
Ty was a dog. Ty was definitely a dog. and Ty didn't care what his regular season looked like. Didn't matter. It was all about getting ready for playoffs.
There you go. And GLFCA is just around the corner. I know we've already talked about plenty of your guys, but who is actually going to be there to represent you this Thursday?
A lot of the names you just mentioned. Lucas Tompkins is going to be there. Luke Tompkins. Connor Nesmith will be there. AJ Paul will be there. Chris Richardson, our running back, will be there. So, you know, those are 4 of the guys coming to represent us. You know, that is a spring ball day for us as well. It's one of our spring ball practices. So I signed those guys up, but I gave them the option to either attend spring ball or go to the showcase. I think, you know, they can't really make a wrong decision. But those are the guys that we got signed up.
Oh, same. Just like Coach Robert said, same thing for us. Javis Wallace will be there. He'll be there, you know, progressing. Showcase his talent as well as Martin Hines. Martin Hines will be there to showcase his talent. We have a young guy, CJ Kimbrough. He's been working his tail off. He's been with us since 8th grade, so he'll be there as well. And I'll be there to support those guys and, you know, see those guys through, man. So just make it a good time.
There you go. Dakota.
We know you're relatively, as head coaches, you're both kind of young. What is the one foundational element you want to make sure that from 20 years from now, everyone knows that's the mark that you left at your programs?
As far as me, it's one of those deals. You leave it better than you found it. Any time I'm at a program, North or wherever God may lead me in the future, I just want to leave that program better than I found it. I want my biggest thing too is for my kids to have a positive, valuable experience. When I see them in 5, 10, 20 years from now, I want them to say that they enjoyed playing football for me. I want it to be a positive experience, and they feel comfortable enough to invite me to their weddings or to their baby showers or things of that nature. So that's kind of my the mark that I want to leave when it's all said and done.
Yeah, I love Coach's answer. I think he's spot on. I'm directed a little bit towards the culture, right? I took over a program and it was a consistent rebuild. We're still rebuilding at this moment, but we want to teach these guys how to be good young men, right? We want to teach these guys how not to be nuisances inside of the classroom or in the building. And we pull from our middle school as well. So we're all in one building. We're all together, working together, and it's teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. So if anything I want to rub off of them, I want them to see what type of man that I am, how I raise my kids. And if I can get those guys to have life and core values the same, then I feel like I've done my job well.
I think you're both off to a heck of a start.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Y'all are both on the come up.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, that's what I said. Because you're what, year 3?
Year 4 coming up.
Year 4 coming up. Yeah, and you're year 4 coming up here at North, right?
I'm going to year 3 at North, year 5 total. I had 2 at Eminence.
Let's go, baby. We've got some young
I
cats
got
here.
a pair of pants older than both these guys, man. I tell
Well,
you.
because we always talk like,
Yeah.
is this game going to be healthy with the young cats coming up? And you got 2 right here that are really, really
It's in
good.
good hands, and it's all relative, man. There's always good guys. There's always good old coaches. There's always good young coaches. It's just getting the right guy in the right situation. And
Yeah.
these 2 right now are in the perfect spot. Now, what the future holds for either one of them, you never know. But, I've been to more schools than I can count, but it's just you just never know. I mean, I used to tell the guys, especially when I was at Moore, we were loaded back when I was there, and I always tell them everything's a job interview. Somebody's always watching, and like you guys, the way you handle yourself on the field, off the field, somebody's always watching. Somebody's always interested in the next nice, good young coach coming up. So. Don't think that nobody's watching, because somebody's always watching.
Always watching. And what's your motto for this? Do you have a motto, like what a saying that you're telling the boys this year?
Oh, we're just going. The standard is the standard. Draw cut. We've been I think we've bent it over backwards for a lot of these kids, especially rebuilding the program. You got to come in and get accustomed to how these kids work and how they grow. But the standard is the standard. We want to be where our feet are, and make these guys work. And that's when you get good things from football.
Is my banner still hanging in the locker room? The standard is the standard?
If I can find it, I'll put it up. I promise.
I had one made when I was there. I'll
We need
get you one. I'll get you one.
Yeah, he said he'll get you a.
As far as me, I wouldn't necessarily say I have a motto, but as far as our coaching staff and our team, our goal is this year is win one more than we did last year, and whether it be record-wise or just into the playoffs and compete for a district championship. It hasn't been done since 2014 at North Odom. They haven't won a district championship, so our goal this year is to compete for a district championship and win one more than we did last year.
Let's go, baby.
I will tell you, all 4 of these teams are in tough districts. There's no slouch games in those districts. You switched to what? Is it Fairdale?
Yeah, Fairdale. Yeah, we got added Fairdale and J-Town. Lost Seneca.
So the Bullet
And
Central.
Lost Grayson too.
Bullet Central and North in that one too?
Yeah.
That's tough.
The North.
You
The
come out-
North game, coach. Come on,
yeah.
baby.
Yeah,
Let's-
baby.
You come out of that in the top 2, you're going to be
Oh, yeah,
you're going to be ready for the
Guys
playoffs.
should be motivated for sure.
Yeah. And yours,
They switched
Yeah.
our district this year. We have Doss, Wagner, Valley, Breckenridge County, and us. So it's totally different than your Franklin County, Spencer County.
yeah, I got a little bit of a
Shelby,
break.
Henry.
I mean, you hate to say that, but you got a little bit of a break.
That's what people
traditional
keep saying,
powers.
But, there's some athletes at those schools, and you still got to play the game.
Those
you gotta play the
traditional
game.
powers. Let's be honest,
for
they were
sure,
pretty damn tough.
Hey, but their first 4 weeks.
oh yeah.
Fern Creek, DeSales, Tate's Creek, and South Odom.
No,
That's
you
their
have
first
to-
4.
you have
That
to-
was
yeah.
last year. We got a new cycle coming
Oh,
up
you
this
got a new-
year.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that was our first 4 last year. But one thing we try to do,
I was freaking out.
not taking anything away from our district, but one thing we did try to do is kind of make our non-district schedule a little bit tougher. So we're the only 4A teams that we play on our schedule are district games. Everybody else is 5A and 6A as far as regular season. So we try to play some bigger schools just to get us ready for districts and also to just get us prepared for the playoffs.
All right, we're at Topgolf, so I'm asking a golf question. Favorite club in your bag? If you don't golf, feel free. I don't play. I know this guy
Terrible at
doesn't.
golf. If you've ever seen Charles Barkley, I'm worse than him. You, know, you do not want to see me out there at golf. So if I had to pick, the only one I know is a driver. So I'm gonna say my driver.
Let the
guess.
big dog eat.
Yeah, I don't know too much about golf.
I'm the same. We came to Topgolf here actually as a team outing, and just say I did all right. You know.
So just grip and rip.
I did all right. Man.
That's it.
Hey, you didn't have to call the ambulance, did you?
No, nobody got
then
hurt.
you're
Nobody
good.
got
Then
hurt.
you're good.
Hey, we got a guy in the house today, man. Friend of the podcast, John Hilbert. What's happening, baby?
Oh my gosh, they let you over here.
What's going on, man?
Live right down the street.
Hey, you got any question for these guys?
Get over on the microphone.
Right here. You got to be on the mic.
Special teams guy. I know that you got a really good long snapper. Not sure about more, but I know that I've seen your facilities and they're awesome.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
So what do you guys do special teams wise during the week to help your kids in the game? Because a lot of coaches don't necessarily put enough emphasis on special teams that can be hidden yards, different things like that, kicking game. So
That's funny you asked, because I just asked these two experienced coaches behind you the same exact question earlier today. And we're always learning and always trying to find different ways. But what we do is we always practice. We have a 15 to 20 minute period every day where we focus on special teams. We usually try to do it in between offense and defensive team, but we kind of split it up. You know, on Mondays we'll do kickoff. You know, on Tuesdays we'll do kickoff return, so on and so forth. But whenever we are doing, if we're doing offensive team, for example, then my specialists are on the other end, getting snaps in, getting some kicks in with our special teams coordinator. So they're kind of kicking throughout practice. But as far as a unit, we'll do a 15 to 20 minute period. Try not to do as much live special teams. We'll go live punt and punt return, but kickoff and kickoff return obviously is dead. But just to get those guys, you know, as many reps in as they can.
Yeah, same as coach. We try to get as many reps as we can. We have a pretty good kicker, so he's normally kicking off during the practice and things like that, trying to get him to get it to the end zone, of course. But sometimes, you know, he get frantics on us, right? So we had even methods that we use in the game where we're like, hey, man, our kickoff team is struggling. They're really struggling. So I'm one of those coaches that played at a high level, right? So I come in and I try to do all this fancy stuff with the threes, weaving and things, and they just couldn't get it. So we had to go to a more basic, you know, kickoff, try to cut off some of the field.
Everybody
and things
stay in
like
your
that.
lane.
Everybody, please just stay in your lane. But you know, these are things that we want to grow at and get better at. You know, but it's definitely around that after stretch period. One of the ways to get the, you know, the enthusiasm going is get that kickoff drill going, get some guys in front of them. You know, get these guys weaving and trying to get to the ball.
Listen, what a phenomenal day here at Topgolf, man. We appreciate you guys, man. Shout out to the other coaches. Render, you got a question? You got any questions?
No, I got one.
Come on up here.
Yeah, come on up.
Oh, this is
Let's
gonna
go.
be,
Let's
I
go,
tell you,
baby.
hide the kids and the wives. Here we go.
This is easy. You get a big home win. Where are you going for beer, pizza, or wings?
Ooh.
My area, you know, just because we're close to it, we're going to Drake's. We're going to hit up Drake's. It's open late night. We'll go celebrate. To be honest, my staff usually go. I'm one of the younger guys on the staff, but I'm kind of an old soul. So I go home. I'll let them go celebrate, and I'm going to go home and hug the wife and the kids and try to get that film exchange as quick as possible after that Friday night. So that's kind of my celebration. I might drink a cold one at the house, but I don't usually go out too much and celebrate. But if we beat South Odom this year, I will. So it's on the record. Coach Sam's, I'm sure he's watching this, but if we beat South Odom, I'll go out and have a drink for sure.
I'm the homebody too, Coach. I'm always at home. I'm not really out much. Sorry about that, guys, but I'm not gonna lie, man. You know, competing against Ferns Creek, you know, getting a win like that would be amazing. They just built a Derby City pizza right in the middle between Moore and Fern Creek.
Hey.
I will be the first one there, and I hope no Fern Creek coaches come because I'll have more stuff all over that Derby City pizza.
They won't.
They got a place they go.
The roots are very firmly at Roosters.
Okay,
Fern Creek
awesome.
All right, here comes
I'm
Jack.
going to go ahead and answer. And first I want to say 228er, you know, going to Drake's. I get it. That's pretty good, right?
That's bougie.
Hey, shout out to Stooges. Open till 3, closes, open back up at 4. We're there, baby.
Oh, come on, Dexter. You got it.
There we go. Come on, baby.
It's been well documented. I'm a food connoisseur. So up and down the highway, you know, we like to pick and choose Roosters, Bonnie and Clyde's, Derby City Pizza, Hoops. I mean, they've all been home to us on a Friday night. So, I mean, they're all great. They all stay open late for us. So, I mean, the highway's been awesome to us. I mean, Bonnie and Clyde's especially, but Hoops has been there for us. I mean, they can't go wrong. I didn't get like this being picky. So, definitely a connoisseur.
You're not drinking Diet Cokes after the game.
Absolutely not. Absolutely.
Hey, but thank you guys. Thank you all the coaches, man.
Great job, everybody.
It was a phenomenal day here, and shout out John Hilbert. Let's go, baby.
John Hilbert, the
hey, we got
legend.
the T in the house,
Man, I
man.
tell you what, got the Trinity represented.
Let's go. Hey, but like we always say, everyone has a story.
We're here for them to tell it.
Cleats to whistle.
Podcast.